Hey Aries, you're going to be the first one in this mini week thing of all the elements at once. And I want you to make an intention right now that this reading is for you and only you and for your most benevolent outcome. It isn't for a cross watcher. It is not for your partner, though they may show up in the reading. This is directly for you and the choices coming up for you in the next week and how you can navigate them smoothly with the most benevolent outcome, okay? Let's start. And I'm hoping that these are going to be quick readings because it takes forever to load the other ones up. So I'm going to be doing more short readings and more times a week instead of really long readings, once a month. When I was sitting here meditating to tune into which sign to start with, actually, the Aries symbolism, the horns, mountains, fur, being like a lightning bolt, just kept popping up. And I was asking, what is this for? And apparently you guys need some advice with something. So let's see. Make an intention, okay? The Lovers. Really? The Lovers? No, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just... What is this even? Oh! That's why you've been wanting this reading energetically. There's something important going on in your relationship that is leading to a form of deep intimacy. And it's happening right at the start of spring, which means what you're doing now with the equinox and the moon that just passed is going to affect you, like most of the astrologers are saying, for the next 12 months and after. So, okay. Well, right off the bat, initially, I would say if you truly care about somebody and you really want to make it work with them, do whatever you can to make it work. Because having the Lovers come out as the first card, there's a lot of potential in this relationship you have with this person. And it's definitely a romantic relationship and a relationship that will last the test of time, honestly. Air, water, fire, earth, the heart energies being grounded, intimacy, male and female energies harmonized, the innocence of the doe, spring blossoms, the hawthorn, which is a sacred tree, the sacred green man, releasing and healing energy through it, the snake and the egg in the corner, fertility and union and pregnancy, maybe. There's also a sun and the moon right here, carved in the corner. So whomever you're dealing with, I'm just going to read this as it applies to you. This person that you're dealing with is, to you, seems to be that they're your counterpart. Whether it's a positive or negative relationship right now, it can be transmuted and bettered if you withstand the test of time, basically. Because if you want something to last lifelong, you're going to have to work through it and work through the foundations. And the Lovers can also mean lots of things I don't really want to talk about right now, but the energy that's coming off of these two cards alone, you have the possibility of a lifelong partnership with somebody who is very financially secure, stable, established, has a career, can contain and control their lower and lesser urges, and is really passionate about you. The key to it, though, is, are you vulnerable with this person? Are you sensitive? Are you gentle? Do you communicate? Do you express your emotions? Do you express the negative and the positive in a mature way to move forward instead of to hurt each other with your words? If you find other people attractive in the relationship because they bring you something that the other person doesn't, That's what I was picking up on and avoiding telling you. Because the Lovers can also mean treachery and betrayal. Because where is the most treachery in any relationship? In a love relationship. So either you or the person you're dealing with is coming off as the King of Pentacles and gender is irrelevant. And someone's been hurt in this relationship, and I feel like it's you, to the point where your heart's been turned to stone and the growth of the King of Pentacles has been turned into a petrified wood. So in the beginning there probably was a lot of lush, fertile passion between you two, but over time it cooled down to become stoic and stagnant and just unchanging. And the way to break this, the only way a stone is really shattered or shaped or changed, is through water and time, which means the King of Pentacles needs to take on the aspect of the King of Cups, and the partner of the King of Pentacles needs to take on the aspect of air or fire. You have to balance each other out. And if you don't do that, then you risk the relationship bringing in other people and situations that will teach you how to reconnect with each other. So you know how some relationships go through a lot of bad stuff just to bring the people back together, but during the process of the bad stuff, they leave each other? The bad stuff didn't happen to separate you. The bad stuff, the pain, happened to remind you that the good stuff is worth all the pain in the world. So if you're dealing with heartbreak with a significant other, it's being advised to you here that you use a more compassionate energy. Because remember, in order to be the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles even, the person who is in charge of the home and family and the earth and the foundations and a successful career, and I mean, in order for a tree to grow, it has to desire to grow. You can't just plant a seed and say it's fine. You have to water it. It needs oxygen. It needs warmth. It needs communication. And these three swords, regardless of being thoughts or beliefs or harsh words and things done that hurt, they were done in response to the lack of love and stability. So in order to adjust the situation and transmute the negativity, you have to bring in an energy that isn't here. And the energy that you would benefit most from to bring into the situation that you are intending to resolve is... Hold on. The Singer of Initiation. They're being tricky because the Singer of Initiation is basically, this is your trial to figure it out on your own. That's why the advice here seems to be so dancing around the bush. What it feels like to me is that one of you is being really childish and pretending that you know it all and you can do it all and you don't need the other person. But it's causing you pain. And this pain isn't there to keep you away from each other, it's to bring you back together. And just as a frivolous, basic, shallow version of it, you're involved with somebody that you can have a very long-lasting relationship with, but both of you carry baggage, and the baggage is there for you to learn how to let it go. Because you can't have a long-lasting relationship if you're carrying around baggage, or if you're blaming somebody, or if you still carry blame for somebody in your past. You're supposed to be united with each other. The pain is there to teach you how to go back together, not to keep you separate. So get off your high and mighty throne, whomever this King of Pentacles is, and learn that the contrast in your life is there to teach you how to bring harmony, alignment, unity. You're being asked to learn how to juggle your life properly. Instead of letting everything fall into the hands of the universe, you're being asked to learn how to co-create with the universe. To trust, to release the control, to know that the negative has been can be transmuted to help build a foundation for a better future. And really, the Lovers and the King of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, that alone tells me that you have somebody that's worth keeping. You yourself are worth keeping. You just have to be like the fern. You know how the fern starts out really entwined upon itself in a little bloop-de-bloop, and then it trusts and it unfurls and it becomes this beautiful plant. Like that one right there. The blossoms of a tree, first they grow on a broken branch or a gnarled, dry branch, and then the first shoots come out, and they trust that someone will be there to help them fertilize the fruit that will come off that tree. And that trust is something the King of Pentacles truly has, because you don't get a, look at what Lily's done, whatever. You don't get to be a trusting person by avoiding situations that don't cause you, that take the trust away. You gain trust by learning how to continue that trust through the pain, to get past the pain. So the initiation is here to teach you how to move past it. Because if someone else can do it, so can you. And if you have the trust of the universe and the trust within yourself and your partner, you're both your masculine and feminine aspects, you can do this. You don't become a king by playing small. You become a king by shooting so far for your goals that it seems unimaginable. And eventually you get closer and closer, one step at a time. And everybody goes through pain. It is no excuse for you to stop moving forward and learning lessons in life just because you were hurt. And I don't want to clarify the Three of Swords, but let's just do one clarification card, please. Oh, you're afraid of being happy. Get out of here. Look, you're afraid of actually having a long-term relationship with someone. That's why you've been internally sabotaging it, and the universe is having you learn what it's like to sabotage, because it takes you away from unity. It juggles things in a different way from one person to the next. I apologize for the noise outside. And the universe helps you undo things and defragment things and rearrange things for you so that you can learn how to do it yourself properly. Instead of giving up every time an obstacle shows up, you're being taught how to move through the obstacle. And don't be afraid of being happy, please. I know it's easier said than done, but you don't have to be afraid of being happy. I mean, really think about this for a minute. What's more scary? Being a lonely king on your throne by yourself, pining over the past and holding on to the pain as an excuse of why you let something go, and wondering when the next initiation to the next union is going to come from the universe? Or being brave enough to face the problems you've created because the happiness in your life is more important? And if this is specifically for a job situation, then you have the opportunity to make a really, really, really great career out of what you're doing. If and only if you learn how to transmute that pain into joy and see the lesson in all of it. Because you weren't hurt just to hurt, to be hurt. So before I leave you with this, I'm going to give you one more. Because what I'm picking up, what I'm sensing, what this is showing me is that you are teeter-tottering between making a decision that could result in you being really unhappy. And you can always undo that decision and go back to something, but it'll be different later. And yeah, you can improve it and whatever else, but Right now, you have the opportunity to make the best of it, so do so. Contrast is given to appreciate the light. The shadows are there to show you. When you have a negative experience, it's to have you learn how to move forward from it. If you're driving down the highway and you hit a bump in the road, you're not going to stop and stare at the bump and say, I'm going to take another road. No. You move. You keep going. You push the car together. You know, one person hits the gas, the other person pushes the car. And then you wait for the person to get back in the car and you move. Any advice from the goddesses for the Aries watching to make the best and most benevolent decision? The enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Your intuition is initiating you into a better situation in your life. So trust yourself. This fear that you went through was only there to have you appreciate the light that is within this union that you either let go of or you're thinking of letting go of. And the advice here seems to be, the guidance here seems to be, unless it's a rebound, okay? If it's a rebound, then it's not really gonna function properly. But if this is something that's been long-term, which is depicted here by the King of Pentacles and Unity, then use an enlightened mind to solve the turmoil in the relationship and to go back to happier days, or to move forward and bring the happiness with you. Sorry, I'm trying to move this into the camera so that you could see, but I need a laptop, bro. Okay, anyway, 17 minutes, jeez. Anything else for the Aries before I close this off? Because I want to make certain you have the most applicable advice to you. Ow, 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 ow. If you ground yourself and your energy, if you just take one step forward, just pick up your feet from the negativity in your life and let the current of the universe transmute that negativity while you focus on the positivity. Because the only thing waiting for your relationship to be better than it was is for you to actually allow it. And in order for you to allow it, you have to learn how to release without ending things. You can let go of a problem without letting go of the person. Man, I need to start a Vimeo because I want to keep continuing this. Anything else for the Lovers and the King of Pentacles? Because the Three of Swords is about being afraid of being happy. So what's this Lovers about? And King of Pentacles, why is he all hesitant on this lover situation? Besides being asked to trust his or her own instincts. Oh, Aries, you need to communicate. Lily agrees. You're being taught by the universe and by your own higher self, your I am self, you know, your source self, whatever, to communicate, to cut this off, add the sword of communication to the pain, to turn the pain into the Four of Swords so that you can heal and transform what was into the best of what could be. All right, babies? I love you. Trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. And if you don't know what to do, what would an enlightened version of you do? Bye.